Okay, so now we're ready to corroborate, which means to evaluate the evidence and compare it to the other evidence we have, see whose voice is missing, to work our way towards a claim. All right, the first question that is new for documents is there evidence of bias? So this could look like charged language, so language that is overtly like positive or negative. Audience, we've kind of talked about that in the source section. The benefit to the author, qualifications of the author, so are they a trustworthy source, or do they have experience or education in the field that or in the topic they're writing about? And then lastly, one-sided evidence. Do they give evidence for both sides of or all sides of the argument, and do they support that argument with evidence that is reliable? So when we look at the source to the right, the first thing that I notice actually is in the title. So the title of this excerpt is "The Worst Mistake in the History of the Human Race." That's some pretty charged language that the author chose to use by saying that farming is the worst mistake that humans have ever made. So I am going to say that, yes, we have evidence of bias in that respect. When I went back and skimmed over the text one more time for charged language, I didn't see a lot of it. What I did see was evidence of one-sided evidence. He talks a lot about the current day hunter-gatherers like the Kalahari Bushmen or the Hazda nomads. Like, these groups of people are still alive today. And he uses that evidence of people today to make claims about people who lived 10,000 years ago. So to me, that's kind of a red flag, because how can people who lived 10,000 years ago have a similar lifestyle to people who live today? Sure, there may be some similarities, but we're talking a huge amount of time right there. So for my answer, I'm going to say there is evidence of charged language, comma, and one-sided evidence in this document. Then the other thing that I didn't speak about yet was the qualifications of the author. So it is important to note that the author, Jared Diamond, he is a professor of geography at UCLA. So his qualifications do, back him up and make him more credible, because he actually is educated in the topic. So I'm going to say, although, comma, the author is qualified in the topic. Okay. The next question: what questions does this document bring to your mind? One of the things that I kind of thought about when I was analyzing the evidence, the one-sided evidence, was, why do historians compare today's hunter-gatherers to the ones from thousands of years ago? So why is it that we see a professor of UCLA using that for evidence to support their claim? So that's something that I'm wondering about. And so in order to answer that question, I need to research how historians study prehistoric people. I know that they use artifacts because there was no writing at the time, and we've looked at artifacts already in class, but maybe this is a practice that they use, and they actually do compare prehistoric people to the hunter-gatherers that are still alive today.